My name is Brooke House. I'm the Executive Director at Kendall County Women's Shelter. I've been with the agency for about 5 years, but I've been in the Executive Director position for a little over 18 months. I have about 15 years of experience working with various nonprofits, working with people that are in the homeless population, teen moms, children in the foster care system, child protective services, along with the adults that are impacted by CPS removal too. So I do have family members that have been impacted by domestic violence, and I think probably my work in beginning with foster care system is what really gave me the drive to continue working with anybody in the midst of trauma or crisis. Nobody asks for this to be brought onto them, and nobody wakes up in the morning and says that they want to choose an unhealthy relationship or a dysfunctional dynamic in their household, but sometimes that happens regardless. And the way that our staff is able to continue supporting the people that we serve is by having empathy as the forefront of what we do day in and day out, and not losing sight of that, and not imposing judgment or harshness onto somebody just because they're working with us right now, because their life has taken a turn that they did not expect, that they do not deserve, that they don't want to continue choosing. And the best way that research shows that, the best way that you can overcome any type of traumatic event or any type of crisis is through the impact of healthy relationships. And so if we can keep a focus on that as staff, as humans, just interacting with person to person as a client and staff relationship, then I think we do a better service to our clients when they're with us. When a client is needing our services, whether it's non-resident, they don't need a bed in our shelter, but they still need the same services that we can provide, or they do need a bed in our shelter, which is just a client in shelter. The resources we have available are a 24/7 emergency hotline that is both an 800 number and a local number as well. And then we have all kinds of resources listed on our website and social media at the same time. So when a client is needing our services, they will call that hotline. That is the only way to qualify with us. We do have to speak to a client directly, and we ask them a few qualifying questions, and then once we've determined that they are in need of our services, we then walk through the process for them of coming into shelter. We really try very hard to invest complete non-judgment support for our clients, and what that looks like is not telling them what to do, not telling them what we think is the best option for them, or limiting their exposure to resources. We really let them know exactly what all their options are and what they may qualify for, and then let them go after that to what they decide is their best next step. I think fear is a very normal part of what our clients go through. They've been through all kinds of details leading up to their decision to seek services and support from us. But I think fear is very real, very normal, and very acceptable. Fear just means something matters to you. We're here to help you walk through that fear. We're here to help you figure out what you can do while still feeling afraid, that takes the next step for you and doesn't keep you stuck in that fear and that insecurity and the unknown. And I think the other thing that I would tell a potential client is that you have the coping skills to live the life that you have lived. And I think that's why it feels so scary, is to do something different, because you haven't developed those coping skills yet. You haven't seen what life could be like outside of this possible relationship. That's what you're used to, that's what you know. But a life free from violence, and a life where there is peace, where there is hope, where there's growth, where there's nurturing and healthy relationships, is just something that you can develop over time, even while being scared. I think most people don't know about our clients is that they're your neighbors. They're the people that you go to church with, the people that you have kids on the same soccer team with, that you share school activities with, possibly work with as well. That domestic violence does not discriminate. It does not choose a class or a race or a gender. And I think a lot of people forget that. I think that physical violence is the obvious domestic violence type that people talk about the most, but there's a plethora of ways that somebody can abuse someone else, whether it's emotional, mental, financial, spiritual, sexual. Anytime that somebody is asserting control over somebody else, dominance of any type of fear-based motivated behavior, it doesn't choose, it doesn't discriminate. And I think people forget that in a town like Boerne, in a county like Kendall, where there is a lot of privilege, that just because somebody may present one way on the outside does not mean that it doesn't happen behind closed doors in a variety of ways. I think the organization's success means the most to me. Why am I about to start crying?
It's okay.
I know.
It's real, right?
Sure.
This is very real.
Our clients' lives matter, and their personalities and their beliefs and who they are as people matters. And I think when you've been in a relationship that has been unhealthy, that has been detrimental to your belief system about yourself, you forget that, and you quit using your voice, and you quit using your talents and your abilities, and you just slowly start shutting down. And it comes out in a variety of ways. Sometimes it's very obvious, but usually it's pretty subtle, and it is removing yourself from friends and isolating yourself more and more, and not talking about what's going on in your home or in your environment. And a lot of times your appearance will change, and you just stop believing that you matter. And I think the reason this organization needs to succeed is so that our clients, myself included, believe that we're worth that success. We're worth somebody investing in our belief about ourselves, even when we can't see it for ourselves. Because we're an organization that operates 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, we do have a significant operational budget, but each dollar does serve an intentional purpose. There's a reason we don't have beautiful buildings, state-of-the-art facilities. Do we want those things? Absolutely, because when somebody donates their money to us, I want them to see that we're going to be good stewards of it, that we will take care of and represent well every dollar that comes into us. But the reason we don't have those things is because right now our limited funds are 100% focused on programming, on our clients. And so I will forego the beautiful buildings and resources and all type of other things that present well to the community if that means our clients get more dollars invested into them, if it means that our kids that are in the shelter have more resources available to them, have more connections to services that they need to help them see what a healthy relationship can be like. It matters to me that people know when they give to us, whether it's financially or through their time volunteering or supporting any of the programming that we do, that we are intentional with those dollars and that time and their abilities and resources, that it is 100% focused on our clients. It matters to me. I have a testimony from a former client talking about her experience while she was with us in shelter, and then how that has helped her in her next steps towards what she wants to do in her life. My experience here at Kendall County Women's Shelter the past 2 months have been the best as of yet. Being here is the very first time in years of trying to escape my abuser that I've actually had the support to do so and the bravery at the same time. My case is a high-profile, high-risk case with a protective order in place. My safety is protected here, and the staff is caring enough to ask how I felt and what they can do to make sure I continue to feel safe. The one-on-one talks anytime to vent with staff, laugh, or to research things with people that are here, I feel like I can fully trust them. Because of the statute of my case, I was able to change my Social Security number, and my location for the first time in my life has not been compromised. I was able to get my divorce done while I was here, have new ID recovery done, and have signed up for housing. This is the reason that we do what we do. We offer the support and the resources and the ability and the education to our clients to be able to decide what they want to do next in their life and feel encouraged to do that by a staff that's empathetic and going to work with them to educate them on what those options could be. We know that when a client is in shelter with us and receiving services with us, that we're not going to change their life in 90 days. But what we are going to do is help them safety plan for whatever that next step is that comes in their life, to be able to feel supported, to feel educated, to feel like they have access and awareness to different resources that maybe they didn't know about before then. And that's what matters to us, is that we can help a client just one step further down the path towards their own self-actualization, not to necessarily fix everything that's humanly possible in the short amount of time they're with us. That's why your support is vital to what we do. If you haven't gotten involved with us before, whether financially or through a volunteering opportunity, reach out to us and let us know. We'll find a way to get you connected to be able to support the clients and continue to move our work forward.